Hey Mac fam, so this is gonna be a little bit of like a story time, sharing my story. So a lot of people don't know this, but I can't actually have kids anymore. Like I can't get pregnant or anything. So I'm gonna be talking about that today. And yeah, so um first of all, I had a hysterectomy in my 20s. It might have been when I'm 22 now, but it's been a while. I think the new year might be like a year or something since then. But it's been a while. But I had that because I'm going to be talking about periods and heavy bleeding, heavy flows, and um, bleeding through everything. So if you don't want to hear any of that, don't watch this. Um, that's your warning. Okay, so now we're gonna get into that. So my periods were always really heavy, and I would bleed through like everything, and I yeah so that was really rough, like bleeding through like my sheets and my clothes and my underwear. Like it was awful. Like it was so bad. Some women just have like really heavy periods and stuff, and heavy flows. So I was one of them. Mine were like really, really bad. Um, my period would make me sick. I would break out, which all that stuff is normal, but I had really bad cramps and stuff. Like it would put me in bed. Like it was just awful. And I was so miserable. And so I just wanted something done. So I first went to one doctor, and she recommended that I try birth control. So I tried an IUD, which goes into your uterus, I think. So, yeah, I was put under anesthesia for that because I was too nervous to actually have it inserted awake. So, yeah, so, and I don't do well with pain, like, at all. And I've heard, like, that process is pretty painful. So I just wanted to be put asleep for that. So I was asleep for it. And I tried it, and it did not really work for me. I still bled on it, and it just did not help me at all. I thought it would. And then I found a list of doctors that would do a tubal surgery, or a tube tie, which basically a lot of women have this done like after having kids, or some people around my age that don't ever want kids. Um, and so, yeah. Um, so I had a hysterectomy. The recovery was fine. I did good from it. I did wake up in some pain, and I did have to spend one night in the hospital, just because we had such a long drive back home. So yeah. I still have some scars on my stomach from that. They're tiny though. I had like a robotic hysterectomy with like little tiny incisions. So they took out everything, my uterus. They took out everything except for my ovaries. I am way too young to go through menopause, and so I will go through that naturally in like my 40s or 50s. Um, so yeah. So that's one reason why I can't have kids. And before you guys are like, oh my gosh, you're gonna regret this. I don't regret this at all. I've wanted a hysterectomy now for so many years, just because I've been so miserable with my period. Um, like I would get so emotional on it. Like it was just awful for me. Like it was just a really awful time of the month. So, yeah, but I'm not gonna regret it. And another reason why I can't ever get pregnant was if I was to become pregnant, I would be high risk, because I do have a mild case of cerebral palsy. So even though I had a hysterectomy, if I did not have a hysterectomy, I still would not want kids just because I would be high risk. And so I don't want that because high risk pregnancies just like really scare me. Um, my mom was actually high risk with my brother after she had me because it was such a traumatic birth and traumatic experience she had. So delivering me. So yeah. Go check out that video. The day that I was born, I talk about that story. So yeah. Um, so that's another reason. Adoption is always an option for me and other people, but I am disabled. I also have an intellectual learning disability, and I don't think having kids is something that I could do. Maybe if I found like a partner or like the right person maybe to do it with, and if we financially had the money. But yeah, but I don't know. I don't think I want kids, but I don't know. I'd have to have enough money. I'd have to have good income. I'd have to be able to take care of myself. There's just a lot of things that I'd have to do. And kids are like a big responsibility. And so, yeah, but I've got some younger kids in my life, not my kids, but I've got like a cousin, for example, that has a child, and he's like 9, I think, and so he's still young and he's still a kid, and I love him like my own, and I hang out with him. We're gonna be traveling for the holidays for New Year's, and so I'm gonna get to see him and my family, and so he's such a sweet kid, though. So I have him, and I have my half brother and my adopted sister that are younger than me, and so I've got some kids in my life that I love and cherish. So yeah, um, but adoption is always an option. Adoption is very beautiful for people that do it. I know people that have done it, and I've seen YouTubers and stuff that have adopted kids, and so it's just a really beautiful thing. But I just would have to be financially in a good place, and I'd have to be able to like take care of myself and stuff. But if I never have kids, if I never adopt, that's okay too. Um, yeah. So, but yeah, but my friends out there that watch, if they have kids one day, I can love their kids like my own too. Um, so I feel like even though if I never have kids, I feel like I'll have kids in my life that I'll get to meet and love and hang out with and stuff. So yeah, like I have a friend that I've been trying to reconnect with, and she has a 1-year old child. So yeah. So yeah, but yeah, so I just wanted to make this video, and yeah. Alrighty. Well, if you have any questions or anything, let me know down in the comments, but please be nice. And I don't want to hear like, "Oh, you're gonna regret this," because I'm not. Um, like, I don't regret having the hysterectomy. It was something that I really wanted, so I don't want to hear any of that from anybody, just because I'm not gonna regret it. Like, I know I'm young to have this, but there's a lot of young women out there that don't ever want to be pregnant, that don't want kids or anything. So, yeah, sorry, my hand keeps on cramping. I don't know why. Um, Dang it. Yeah, so, anyway, that's my story. Hope you liked it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you have not already. Always keep your head up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.